closet manufacturing business, and it was one of my favorite businesses that I owned. And one of the reasons I liked it from a business standpoint, I called it this linear business because I took a raw product and I sold it at a retail level. So I really liked controlling the entire process, and I could make a lot more margins on that because we were in control of it. But what I really liked about it, I realized when I got a little bit removed from the business, it was the fact that I got to watch people's closets and garages go from chaos to calm. And that's what you do. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me quickly, how would you describe your business?
I am a certified senior move manager, which means I've been trained and tested in helping older adults through the process of downsizing. I've been tested. I passed my test.
Give her a bell. There we go.
Sweet. I want 2 bells.
Oh, there you go. Come on with the bell.
I like her.
So my training is in helping older adults through the process of transitioning. So when your mother goes to live with Wayne,
yes,
it's going to be a very emotional, difficult process.
It sure will be for her.
Yes.
Yeah, what about me?
Well, for both ends, actually. So that's where we come in. We're trained to help through that transition and help them with the emotional component as well as the physical process of getting prepared and executing the move smoothly and calmly. And then organizing fits into that.
How did you get into this business?
Great question.
Why did you get into this business?
That's even better. So long story short, my mom was my best friend, and she was diagnosed at the age of 68 with frontotemporal dementia, which is a really aggressive frontal lobe dementia, just poof, boom, takes you. So I was here, she was in Connecticut, and I was bouncing back and forth as a single mom, helping her go from home to independent to assisted to memory care. So I had to move her several times. In the midst of that, I was diagnosed with cancer. So I was dealing with a lot of really raw emotions and a very difficult time. After she passed, I went back to my corporate job. I had a great corporate job. I was in marketing and communications, and it was completely unfulfilling. So I just did a random Google search. I knew I loved seniors. I felt a calling to help seniors. I knew I could, like Joe, organize a closet better than the average American. I loved moving. I had moved 19 times. I had orchestrated 4 corporate moves. And I just started Googling those things, and senior move management came up. I had no idea it existed. I didn't know it was a field. I didn't know it was a job. And I literally had this physical response and just knew, oh my gosh, this is what I was, my whole life has led me to doing this.
You know, Lori, we talked about this. I really do like to make sure that closets and drawers are neat. You know, I'm not the guy that just hides stuff in the closet and drawer. I like the closet to be neat, although it's a little difficult with who lives in my home with me. I think I'm going to send them to Wayne's house too. But this past weekend at Easter, we went to see my wife's grandmother, and her garage was a disaster. So I literally organized her garage. And, you know, it's completely different organizing somebody else's stuff than your stuff. Talk about that as a business, because I can only imagine how difficult that is. And do they just stand there and watch you do this?
First of all, it's very hard for them in a lot of cases because people are emotionally attached to their things. But what we found is that it's tremendously helpful to have an outsider come in because we're objective, and because you may open up a drawer at your mom's house and there's pictures, and you may spend 4 hours in that drawer. We can come in and separate the emotion from the task and set aside the personal things for you to look at later, and then just keep going and go and go and go and go. So we can become much more efficient than when the family tries to do it themselves, because we can separate it. And then if we're working right with them beside them, we can kind of guide them back. Okay, that's so beautiful. Let's set it to the side and let's keep going. Let's make the next decision.
You know, that is so true, because we found this stupid, ugly clock in her grandmother's garage, and she wanted to talk about that stupid clock and the history behind that for 30 minutes. And all I wanted to know was, can I throw it out? So 30 minutes later, I decided I'm just going to hang it up in the garage for her. But you're right. It was a 30-minute conversation that she had to have.
Right. And that's part of the process of letting go.
Wow,
and you need to respect that.
I think I would be really good at this, Wayne. I think I
We're hiring.
Yeah, I think I could be.
Maybe
really
you should
good.
try that rather than radio. What do you think?
So, Lori, talk a little bit about your background. I told Bobby, don't go back to 1963, but this process of buying a business, it doesn't sound like that was your intention.
No, it never was my intention. I have a corporate background. I worked for GE Capital for 10 years doing commercial lending, and then went into marketing.
So you loaned to a lot of small businesses.
Yes. Well, yes. We tried
Not
to
so
at least.
small.
Yes, we did. But I had more of a commercial background, and it was really in my personal life that put me on this sideways trajectory. I never expected to own my own business. It was never my intention or my plan. It just sort of happened, and it was a leap of faith. And it's been a roller coaster of awesomeness ever since. But it really wasn't.
Roller coaster of awesomeness.
It
I
has
like that.
been.
I like that.
It has.
Okay, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people on your staff.
Yes.
This is no small operation.
No.
Walk me through how you get clients.
How I get clients?
Yeah.
I've never advertised. Believe it or not, we've been in business 2.5 years, and it's all been word of mouth and referrals. Everything has
Perfect.
been doing a job, and they talk, or they tell someone, or they share us with a friend or family.
As long as you're getting enough business, that's
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's been unbelievable. So it's just all word of mouth.
I like the titles of the people. Coordinator of Calm. Nature of Calm.
Yeah.
I like the titles for the employees. It's really great. Let's dig into the financial side of your business, because I have no idea how to actually make money at this. Is it an hourly rate that you charge? How do you do this?
We bill on an hourly basis, and it's the number of girls. So each girl bills out at an hourly rate. So some clients just have one person helping them. Some may have the full team of 8 going in to help. And it just depends on how many girls they have and how many hours the girls work.
And as the client, they choose how many people are coming in there? Is that how
We
that
go in,
works?
we always do, we have what we call a CALM process. And the first step of that is doing a client assessment. So we always go in and do a free in-home assessment and talk to the client about exactly what their goals are and what they need. And by doing that walkthrough, similar to Bobby, I can walk through a house and pretty much know almost instantly about how long it's going to take and how many girls and which girls will be best for the job. So we go ahead and make a recommendation and do a written estimate based on that walkthrough so that they know what we recommend and what it will be.
I'm curious, who are you talking with? Are you talking with the son or daughter or the actual owner of the property?
Both. It depends. About 50% of our clients are the children of the senior. And then we've got about 50% are the actual seniors.
Before we take a break, how can they reach you if they want to reach you?
They can reach us on the website at www.chaos2calm.com.
One more time. This is radio. They got to hear it twice.
Chaos2calm.com.